Yo, 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 YouTube, how goes it? My name is Tom from TJCMN, and in this particular segment for you all today, I have an unboxing. And no, it's not of the iPad Air, which you might have thought at first glance if you just watched the video and didn't read the title. However, it kind of is an extension of that unboxing I originally did, and if you didn't already see it, check it out. This iPad just came out along with a few others after it was announced at the May 7th Let Loose event from Apple. And we had it pre-ordered. It came on the 15th, or I believe, yes, the 15th. And then I was able to get it up only about a day and a half after we unboxed and set it up. I originally got it for my wife, but kindly she was able to allow me to make some videos. And by extension, this unboxing basically revolves around this iPad Air. And I'll get into, maybe I'll have a rant on its own in another segment, but it's because the Apple Pencil second generation that I was able to get a little bit ago is actually not compatible with this iPad Air that just came out. Go figure. I think the USB-C Apple Pencil that was announced October 23rd of last year is actually compatible with this one, which I think it requires you to use a wired USB-C cord. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's USB-C for the charge. I'd have to look into that. I should have actually in advance. Sorry for not doing so. But this segment, with all due respect, is about the unboxing I have of the brand new Apple Pencil Pro, which was just announced to complement the now recently refreshed iPad Pro. And fortunately, it was also comparable with the new iPad Air 13-inch and 11-inch models that now sport the M2 chip that was the signature of the last generation iPad Pro. But anyways, now, without further ado, let's get into the unboxing of at least the outer packages, and then I'll briefly give you all a brief, very brief rundown. How many times can I say brief? I'm doing this off the cuff, sorry about that. Overview of the product. I mean, it's a Stylus sort of pencil, but you know, obviously with Apple, they have to charge an arm and a leg for it. Fortunately though, we were able to get a $10 discount with the EDU discount promo that they have for students. And I recommend if you're a student yourself to take advantage of that along with any other Apple product you buy, because you know, the more you can save, the better. You don't have to pay the retail price, especially with how expensive things are nowadays, especially in the USA. What is it called? Here we have this though, and that. Yeah, and actually I'll give a brief shout out to not only Apple, but the UPS guy who dropped it off around the neighborhood here. This came super fast. Originally we ordered it and it was supposed to come within 2 days. Obviously with Apple, if you spend over a certain amount, fortunately they give you the free expedited shipping. But this shipping was even faster than what we anticipated, and it actually only came about within a day. I think a little bit less than 24 hours. We are in a, you know, relatively populated area, so maybe, you know, that should go without saying, and it isn't too shocking, but still, I mean, I can remember, I'm old enough when something would ship within a few days and you still thought that was fast. I mean, it's not too long ago, the humans, you know, only 100-ish, 200 years in the grand scheme of things, not that much, would have to travel by horse or, you know, have to go to great lengths to get something from one place to another, especially with how, you know, logistically complicated things were way back when. But, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that still need to be improved, but I guess we can marvel at the progress we made, at least when it comes to the shipping and the delivery of products nowadays, at least, you know, here in America and among other places that are relatively developed. But we can get into other stuff like that in other segments. Here's the box I just wanted to show you all very quickly. Pencil Pro. Very thin. I do like the design. I mean, you could tell these are both Apple products with Apple's signature, very minimalistic design that I do think, for all the things you can criticize about Apple, is one of their redeeming qualities when it comes to how they design not only their products themselves, but the packaging that they are contained within. Here we are, and let's get into this unboxing in a moment, because I am excited almost as much as my wife to start using this, because this pencil, or stylus, I guess, I mean, I thought it was similar to the Nintendo DS, which that stylus, you know, was sort of universal, could work retroactively with all of the Nintendo DSs. But this is, I mean, specifically tailored to not only Apple, but particular models, which we'll get into in a moment. But let's dive into it now. All right, my bad. I just wanted to do a brief transition so in between I could get a photo for the upcoming thumbnail that'll be for this video. But anyways, before we get into this unboxing again, I guess of the actual product, you know, we got the box that was shipped through UPS opened. so I don't want to keep you too long. I just want to very quickly read over some of the specs. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a stylus or Apple Pencil, so I mean, it's not like it's the computer or anything, or MacBook or iPad. However, I will have, just a brief note, an additional series of videos related to not just this, but the iPad Air, so stay tuned. And also, especially one with asking the question that I think we're all wondering, is it worth even getting this as an accessory for the iPad Air? How necessary is it? And we'll find out for ourselves. I'll get my wife's perspective, and I'll also myself use it a little bit so I can have a sort of, at least for me, a non-Apple sort of fanboy's impression of these things, because I did get them for her. And you know me, I'm historically and still to this day more of an Android or PC user when it comes to these types of things. But it is something, I won't lie, that is very interesting. I'm eager to get into. The link to the description where you can get the product on Apple's website will be in below, as well as, the additional references and resources that you've come to expect. So I recommend checking them out. So let's just get into it very quickly. It's compatible with, as I mentioned before, the iPad Pro 13-inch, the iPad Air 13-inch M2, which is this one, the iPad Pro 11-inch with the M4, and then the other iPad Air 11-inch, which is the other model you can get of the iPad Air in a different size, which is a bit smaller. And then, the features. So you can squeeze. Apple Pencil Pro can sense when you squeeze it and bring up a new palette, so you can quickly switch tools, lines, weights, and colors. Barrel roll. A new gyroscope allows you to rotate Apple Pencil Pro for precise control of shaped pen and brush tools. Haptic feedback. A custom haptic engine, provides precise feedback that you can feel. When you squeeze or double tap, you'll feel a light pulse confirming the action. Apple Pencil Hover. Preview exactly where your Apple Pencil will touch down on your display, so you can write, sketch, and illustrate with even greater precision. Double tap. Quickly switch between tools like a pen and eraser with a double tap on Apple Pencil Pro. And then additional information from the Apple website not only will be included below, but will be linked so you can check it out for yourself. But now, without further ado, let's dive into it. And I'm really anticipating this, especially considering how much it cost and the fact that the second gen doesn't work on this Air. And it is weird. I mean, I think I'll have a separate video complaining about that, because I mean, this was over 100 itself. This one though is a good 130 without the discount. So let's get into this though real quick. Figure out this. Just like the iPad Air, you have this over here. I'll probably add timestamps too, because some of you all might not want to hear the specs and might just want to dive into the unboxing, and I don't want to bore you all, but I do think it is important to get as much information so you have a comprehensive understanding, especially considering how expensive it is for essentially a stick. Yes, you can use it on a device, but effectively when it comes to its tangible existence, this is just a stick. I mean, like any pencil or pen. But you know what they say, the pen is mightier than the sword, and I do think that that is true, especially if you are someone inclined to be, I guess in lack of a better term, a pro learning, or someone who believes in a lifelong learning as a, way of doing things philosophically. But I can get into that in another segment. Let's slide this out right over here. Get a look at this box right over there. And then you have this, designed by Apple in California, which is their signature sort of thing. Oops, and you don't want that to happen. Oops, yeah, caught that, fortunately. Yeah, here's the pen, and I guess this could be a blooper reel in and of itself, but very quickly, and that's the engraving she put on it. I'll put this to the side because we almost had a technical catastrophe there, but very quickly, let's show you the rest of this box. Put it to the side, and then let's show you what's inside of here. And this is how you can tell I'm from way back in 2009. I haven't been able to create as much content in between. I'm gonna definitely try to get back to doing it, but here, unlike some other channels, you will see, and I'll try to edit parts of it out, but you'll see a lot more candid shots and sometimes me screwing things up. I know that way back when I used to struggle when it came to open boxes and using the tools the wrong way, but you live and you learn, and hopefully it's something that will not only just be informative when it comes to the tech of this stuff, but also entertaining from a content consuming perspective. And then you have this Pencil Pro, the instruction manual, and yes, the tips are removable, and this gives you a little bit of a guide for that. Put that to the side, and then you have the safety handling, and then you follow that up, and then the different languages. I mean, I am a simple American, so I only speak English, but maybe you all can speak one of these languages. And there's also the different warranty, FCC compliance, better communications, all that other stuff. I mean, convention and whatnot. Got this. More stuff that really is not the point of the unboxing, but obviously is obligatory when it comes to Apple legally, wanting to keep all of its ducks in a row and tie up all loose ends. You got more paperwork, But you're not here for that. You are here for this, and this is the Apple Pencil Pro. Right over here, and you have this elastic thing you take off. I guess this is the screen, the protecting. So luckily that was there. And then here is the pencil. Can you believe it? Over $100 US for this. I mean, if you're an international viewer, maybe to convert it to a different currency, it might be different, and accounting for the different costs and shipping and tariffs and everything like that. Maybe you guys and gals somewhere abroad might have a better deal. It has removable tips, so if this one runs out, you can always replace it and then keep the main body of the device, which is convenient. It reminds me of when they had the Bluetooth headsets. Increasingly now it's only wireless, but in the past what I liked about some of them were in between when the headphone jack was still sort of a trendy thing, or not trendy, but still sort of a main staple of using and listening to your device and the music on it. You used to have some with removable aux cords that would give you the option. So if the aux cord broke, you could always swap it out instead of having the old school ones where the wire was one and the same with the product, and if it broke, you had to get a new one completely. But I think this is cool, especially, since originally when I heard the Apple Pencil Pro, I thought it was going to be just like, or the Apple Pencil, just like the DS. The first Apple Pencil came out in 2015, and it has come a long way considering all the new features it has. It's still expensive, but as you can see, this is it. And I will definitely have a demo of this coming for you all in the near future. And maybe here very quickly, this is an extra, I guess I wasn't intending to do this, but here's a sort of comparison between the the second gen Apple Pencil, which unfortunately does not work with this one, much to our chagrin, and why I got this Pro the moment I knew that this one didn't work. Again, I think, listen, it's just like with the MacBook, the Magic Keyboard. The new Magic Keyboard works with the Pro, but it doesn't work with the Air. You have to actually get the former Apple Magic Keyboard. I guess it's just a little bit cheaper now on the bright side. The older gen one, the one that came out before the one that was just announced in 2024, 2 years ago when the last sets of iPads were released. That one is the one you have to get for this Air, but you need the new Pro for the Stylus or the Pencil, which Apple, I feel like you need to streamline things, go back to the sort of the origins of Apple. And as much as you can criticize Steve Jobs for other things, he really was better when it came to marketing. And also, I think, having a lineup of things that were as simple and sort of concise as possible. I mean, the design's still all right. That's a residual legacy of Steve Jobs. But I do think, and I will, as I mentioned before, have a review of his biography that was released way back when by Walter Isaacson, because I do think that it was a very interesting one. But I do think that Apple has, in some ways, maybe lost touch with its roots. Maybe I can make another segment on that too. But overall, that's not what this video is about. This was about the Stylus, and here you got a good look at it, or the Pencil Pro. Hopefully, this unboxing was something that you found interesting. And if you had, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment below, and give me some recommendations on additional content. I have a handful of ideas already, and I definitely will have them produced, edited, and published coming soon. But if you have any additional ones, I saw that a couple of people had commented some recommendations for some app reviews on the iPad Air unboxing. I'm going to definitely try to get out additional content. And I appreciate every sort of feedback that I get. Sometimes I might, there's only so much time in the day and I have a lot to do, but regardless if I get to it or not, and if I do, I will make sure to give shout outs and credit where credit is due, but I do appreciate you all taking the time to leave those comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe over at youtube.com/TJCMN. Check out everything below in the description for everything I mentioned earlier. And for now, this has been Tom, again, for TJCMN. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next segment I make real soon. Peace out.